Alright, Tom and Bethany, we are back. Here are the Bay County Sheriff's Department out of Florida cars that you ordered, unit number 1 and unit number 2. We discussed antennas, and without emailing you again, I'm going to do it this way. There's a couple different arrays, not to try to be fancy, arrays, but anyway, setups that are on, some people are going to be, what in the world's array? What's the guy in Kentucky using a word like array for? But anyway, that's what it's called. Antenna setups on these cars. So what I did, I didn't actually have actual pictures of unit 1 and unit 2, so I went with just one of them that I saw on one of the pictures, one of the pictures that we used to set up the decals. Three across the window, and then one of them had one on the trunk lid, I think. But there's no problem. I'll get to those in just a second. Everything else on them just similar to Tom's Panama City car. Hood opens. Of course, both your doors open. Inside, you've got your radio equipment with a laptop. You can see the laptop screen. I told you I add a screen to them. Decals, keyboard, and everything make it look a bit more realistic. This flashlight's kind of poopy. Anyway, you can kind of see the inside there. Also highlighted some of the radio equipment. It's a little bit of paintwork there to make those look a little bit more realistic. Again, roof number or unit number 1. Without going over everything in detail on it, here's number 2. Roof number on it as well. Of course, the 01 and or 001, 002 on the front fenders and made into the stripes. I also went ahead and painted these. These come all white. So I went ahead and did some paint work on the back, and I painted the rear panels, which I just realized I didn't finish these out and paint the reverse lights. I'll do that here just after the video. Neither one of them got that. I finished up the black and was going to trim it in, and decided just to trim it out with the silver because they weren't painted on these cars from the factory. Why, I don't know. But anyway, I'll touch those up. Those look a lot nicer here once I get the silver paint put on there. The antennas, again, I just added the antennas on these. Didn't really know how you wanted those set up, but what I'm going to do is show you how I did them. Because they won't, if I ship them like this, they won't make it. They'll end up breaking off the box on these cars. The boxes are pretty short, so they're going to end up hitting. But I'll ship these to you, some different pieces, and especially the ones with all of the cars that I saw in the pictures and on the internet had these antennas in the back corners of the window. So I'm definitely going to ship you 4 of those. You'll have one of those for each of the car. And then all of them had a cell type antenna as well in the center that I saw. So I'm going to send you 2 of those that are blacked out and ready to be put on. For these trunk antennas, like I said, I'm going to send 3 or 4 or 5 of these as well. You can put these on different ways. These, as you can see, I just had a little bit of hot glue on them. Now, if they're going to be sitting somewhere and handled gently, that works fine. That's your best bet. You can see right there they pull off. It doesn't leave any marks on the paint at all. Some people use super glue. If you do use super glue, you want to use a very little bit. White Elmer's glue works well, too. But if you just want to use a little bit of hot glue, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Pretty easy to do. Just take the gun, just put a dab of glue on it. Of course, I'm sure you probably know how to use a hot glue gun, but just a little bit of glue, not a lot, because it's not going to, not got a lot of weight it's going to hold. Keep it good and warm. Pull it off. Set it right where you want it. Bink. Oh, you're right there. You don't have to make that noise, but anyway, you can do it if you want to. Then, as you can see, it leaves a little string. Like I said, you can kind of just roll that string off. It'll end up breaking, and then there you have your antenna mounted back on. So, like I said, I'll pull these off so they won't be on there. When you get the car, but I'll have a little bag that has them in there. These as well. These are also just on like that. These will pull off, like you can see, and like I said, there'll be you'll be able to pop those on once you get the car back to you. And like I said, you can use different types of glues, but you don't want to use super glue on the windows. It'll mess the windows up. So you want to stick basically with hot glue, or like I said, a white Elmer's glue or something of that nature to put those on. Because it will kind of mess the window up. So anyway, let's go with the lighting. Lighting's the same on both of these. Switch is the same as the Panama City car. You got your power switch and then also your siren button here underneath the rear lip of the bumper. Turn this on. Just go ahead and turn them both on. Both the same again. Go ahead and fire them both up. you have your flashing headlights on both of them. Of course, you can see your red and blue strobe light bars on the top. Clear, unlike Tom's. These are clear, low profile bars. And there's your interior. Maybe you'll see it a little bit better with the light on. Radio equipment, center console radio equipment, and then also your data terminal in there. You can see some of the detail of the lighting and stuff that I did with that light on. You can see a little bit better. Also, you have your shotgun in your passenger floorboard mounted. Flip it around to the rear. You got red and blue strobes on each side of the brake light, like you asked for, and then the flashing tail lights. What I went ahead and did on these, I left both spotlights on this one. We didn't talk about the spotlights on these, I don't think. At least I didn't have them on my details, and I didn't think about it until afterwards. But I went ahead and folded them down. I know you didn't want them working, but I went ahead and folded them down into the position like the Panama City car is. If something comes up where you don't want either one of them on there, I noticed some of the cars do have them on there. All you can do is just take some little sharp clippers and just clip them off, or you can probably just bend it and they'll break off. So there's no worry about breaking the windshield. The plastic's a lot different on these lights, so you don't have to worry about those getting messed up. So anyway, got them both done. Hit one of the sirens. Sirens are identical. Excellent. Same as the other car. Hit it again. Different tones. Hit that one again. It shuts all the way off. Of course, the other car has it too, just to make sure. There we go. I'll have them both. So, guys, I appreciate the orders. I'm going to try to get that green unmarked one done as soon as I can. Like I said, if you still want it done, I can take care of it for you. Just the idea of getting the paint and everything for it. So, one more look at them. And like I said before, I appreciate the order, and I look forward to the next one with you guys. Thank you.